Why the Philippines? What made you think I'm going to the Philippines?
Well, the main thing is it's warm. It's not cold. Like New York, it's cold. And when I came over here, it was like a cold time in New York. And the other thing is it gave me, like a lot of parts of the Philippines, made me feel like back in New York in the 60s and 70s, because it was like the way of life here is more like that time, that neighborhood. Like there was more of a sense of freedom. Like I know you're not really free over here, but like people don't really think of the Philippines as freedom, but you're more free here than in the States, believe it or not. It feels like that anyway. So two things. One is the warmth, and the second is the freedom. And it doesn't hurt that there's like lots of beautiful people over here, and they're very kind. They treat you very well. They're very sweet to you.
They're famous for that. The Filipinos are famous for that. Very nice people.
So whereas like New York is a cold place, and like it's changed from the 60s and 70s and 80s when I grew up there, and it's not the same place anymore. And this kind of reminded me of that, and it doesn't get cold here. And I felt like I was welcome here, but I'm not really welcome there anymore. It's not my hometown like it was.
It doesn't feel like home anymore.
Yeah, it's because it changed so much. I guess a lot of the states has changed. I don't know if you want to get into politics, man. I can talk politics all day.
No, I stay away from politics just because, this is sort of a channel of hope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just meeting people and
So I like to look forward.
getting ideas.
I like to look forward instead of that.
Well, I mean, my life is great over here. I have a great life. Look at my place. I have a garden. I'm pretty open, so I mean, usually it's something somebody else wouldn't want me to say.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and today we're lucky to have Luis and Charisse here in the Philippines. And we met them. They're our Airbnb hosts, and they also have a gym here in town. And what city are we in right now?
Angeles City.
Angeles.
Yeah,
Angeles. And that's one of the most famous cities in the Philippines. And
it's pretty famous.
And how did you two meet?
We met. Oh man, it's back in 2014, and I was going through something in New York, and I already had a place over here. The place next door to where you're staying, I had that place at that time, and so I was going to come over here and stay for an extended period because there was no reason for me to stay in New York at that point.
Yeah.
And then she had and that was just after Typhoon Yolanda. So Typhoon Yolanda destroyed her place in Tacloban, and then she went back to Bilaran, which is where she's originally from. And her daughter was with her at that time. So she had to find work. So she came up here to try to find work.
Right.
So me, I was, I'm very talkative, and I knew everything that was going around town. So like, there was a bar over there called, it's not there anymore, Shadows. So
yeah, it's a little bar, like not the big bar in the fields, just a hangout place.
Yeah, it's local. It's
smaller.
It's not there anymore. And every day I would go past that, on my way. It's like a routine.
Every day he just passed by there, and I'm like.
And I'm always talking to everybody, and I talk to everybody.
He's talking to my coworker, and it's like, "Can I borrow your bike?" And he didn't know me. He's like, "Okay, go ahead, try my bike."
Yeah, I saw, when
I could steal his bike, but
like I knew she had just come up from the province, and I was like, oh, yeah. I used to joke. I said, you're gonna be my wife. I'm gonna call you Sawa. And then, yeah, so then they ran into a little problem at the bar, and then she, we were already like, seeing each other, although I was like still traveling around and stuff like that. And then I told her she could come and stay with me if she wants, and then she said okay. And then, yeah, then that's where it all went from there.
And that was 2014, and now we're in 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So it's 8 years you've been
Yeah,
together.
8 years. And we've been married for going on 7 years.
7 years.
We
This
married
coming
in
October.
2015.
15.
The end of 15. September, October 6, 2015.
Yeah, October 6, 2015. Then I have my son like 2016.
16. His birthday Saturday. This coming Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Louis. So, and then, so her daughter, the Queenie, is her daughter, and she was in the province at that time. So I said to her, there's no reason for you to keep your daughter in the province. Let's go pick her up and take her here, because it's, you should be raising your daughter. So that's what I told her. And then we went down to the province, we traveled around, and I met her family down there and stuff like that. And, she came back up here to live with us, and she's been with me, they've been with me ever since.
Yeah, since 2014, we have her.
Yeah, so.
And so where are you from it's from the U.S., is that right?
Yeah.
And what part of the U.S. are you
I'm from New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually from a place called Richmond Hill, Queens.
Okay.
And Richmond Hill, Queens was growing up in Richmond Hill, Queens. I consider it like the best place to have ever grown up in the 60s and 70s when I grew up. And one thing that like I told people is that Richmond Hill is right next to Jamaica, and Jamaica is where Donald Trump grew up. And I graduated from the same high school that Donald Trump's father graduated from.
His who?
His father.
Oh, his father.
Yeah, I graduated from the same high school that his father graduated from. So I understand Donald Trump. Not that I agree with him or particularly like him that much, but I understand him.
Yeah.
So I can put up, I know where he's coming from when he talks, because I grew up around people like that.
Yeah. So what do you think? It's a sense of freedom that
Yeah.
you feel here.
Yeah.
What does that stem from? Is it like you have more choice here because you don't need as much money, or is it more of a social thing? What is it? That
Okay, so one thing is like the cost of housing, so cheap compared to this state. So,
Right.
and then the other thing is that because it doesn't get cold, you can dress how you want to dress. You can just like go out anytime you want, and you just like
day and night.
Day and night.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like you can ride different things. Like you could never ride a trike in New York City.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow it.
And you
Like
can
in-
walk like,
Yeah, you can just walk any place and
midnights, you can just walk.
And so you mentioned costs. I think that I found that to be an important factor for myself too. This house you showed us. What is your rent here?
It's 25,000 pesos a month.
Roughly.
Which is roughly 500. Like
500
give
bucks.
given the
5 bedrooms.
it's huge, man.
Yeah, it's
like-
huge.
Yeah,
But
5 bedrooms. So
I
depending on how you construct it. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't make 5 bedrooms out of it, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with 5 bedrooms, you'd still have that big living room.
I still have the
area.
big living
You
room.
have
Yeah.
a family room
Big
where your kitchen
kitchen.
is.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
a dining room off the.
Yeah.
So it's still even with 5 bedrooms.
Yeah, and
It's,
it's worth it for me. You know why? Because I can plant. That's
Yeah.
that thing that I love.
Yeah.
Every time I like something bothering in my mind, like wait, I will just go in the garden and talk to my plant. That's plant couldn't hurt me. Well, just listen there.
Yeah, talk to Mother
Yeah.
Nature sometimes.
Yeah.
A nice story about the plant is that eggplant plant over there was, when we first got here, it was a little bit dry. The leaves, it wasn't really
Yeah,
flourishing.
it's like a bush there.
But when we got here, it started to deliver some eggplants, and it was nice, and it started to flourish. And then she went to the province for 3 weeks, and me and the 2 bigger kids were left here to take care of the plants. And while she was gone for 3 weeks, we only got 2 eggplants. Then when she came back, bam, the whole thing just flourished. And then there was like about 12, 20 eggplants, right?
Yeah, we just finished it yesterday.
So Mother Nature listens when you speak, apparently.
Yeah.
Plants grow.
The plants like her voice, and she has a great touch, like that. Like if she sees an ant on a plant, she'll just like take the ants off and make sure that You're not bothering the plants.
That's my habit because when I grew up, it's like a farm with my grandfather and grandmother. So I grew up with planting, taking care of the animals.
Oh.
So my grandmother would like plant and talk and sing to the plant. So I like, why would you do that? Then now I understand why.
And now you're sort of in a city with a city boy, and you
Yeah.
still have room to grow and
Yeah.
have plants, yeah?
Yeah.
And we eat, you know, like I can come out, like, you know, I love the spinach. The spinach is my favorite.
Yeah,
The
every
okra is my
day
second
she
favorite.
would take some leaves.
So I,
put the
you know, and I have Greek grandparents, so I grew up with feta cheese and spinach. so for me, I come out, I have some feta cheese in the fridge, and I come out here and pick some leaves of spinach, and I put spinach and feta cheese on my eggs, and it's almost like a, sort of like a Greek.
Yeah,
It brings me back to my Greek roots.
that's nice.
You know, yeah.
So you mentioned your rent. What are some of the other expenses you have, just so people have an idea? What are you roughly paying, say, in electricity here and water and maybe
Okay.
groceries, just a few other items?
Problem with electricity, right?
Yeah, so electricity is, it's about, I mean, it's about, for us, we're not really that conservative, but we are somewhat conservative, but not overly conservative. So we use an air con at nighttime, and the room is pretty big. So, and we have the 2 refrigerators, because we have the drinks and stuff like that. And
Sometimes we
have
use both washing machine.
And we have 2 washing machines, and we have a
Yeah.
dryer, which we don't use that. We don't need to
Dryer.
use that much.
Yeah.
And so our electric bill last month was 6,600 pesos. So 6,600 pesos, that's about $110, $115, like that,
Yeah.
at the current exchange rate.
And your secret is you use the AC in your room at night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't use the AC around the rest of the house during the
No, we have another air conditioner, but we have enough room in our room.
And the kids don't like to sleep at the other room.
Oh, yeah.
They
So
like to sleep with us. Yeah.
They would love to go in our bed. They don't have that habit yet that they will sleep in different room.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we-
another thing about the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like your kids will sleep in the same room with you, and like in the States, kids have their own rooms, and like you'll be judged for having your kids sleeping in your quarters. But we it's okay for us, and it's common here.
Yeah.
So some of the other expenses, the water bill is like
The water bill
maybe
is still
$6 a month, $7 a month,
Yeah.
$8 a month
Not
sometimes.
not
Internet?
much.
Internet is
The internet is only
about $30 a month.
yeah.
$30 a month?
Yeah.
And how about smartphones?
No, I don't really use a load for that because I have a Wi-Fi, so I just go in
Oh.
Facebook
Oh, let's see.
to communicate everybody.
Yeah, and I don't carry a phone. My wife does carry a phone, and
My daughter.
I do have a phone, a voice over IP,
Okay.
that's a U.S. phone. So like if you're in the U.S., you can call me for a local call,
Yeah, yeah.
and I can call the U.S. for a local call.
Do you use Google Voice or do you use, which service?
No, I just use Ooma. It's a
Ooma.
device.
What's it called?
It's a Ooma device.
Oma device.
Okay,
And then I hook it up to I just hook it directly to the internet,
okay,
and then the other end gets hooked up to a landline.
okay.
And then I just pick up the phone, dial the,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I can make a call to the U.S. for nothing. Essentially, that costs me like about $6 a month.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
nice.
pretty cheap.
And what about, do you eat mostly at home or do you go out and to eat?
We
What's
do.
your Grocery
Mostly,
versus
lately, we mostly go out.
Yeah, we go out a
We
lot.
go out.
We go out a lot.
Because kids love this McDonald's and
Yeah,
they're crazy.
and then
McDonald's.
and they like me to cook, and I hate cooking.
they like your
They
food?
would ask,
Yeah, it's like they're always.
can you cook me some burger, Daddy? I'm like,
Yeah.
They
I
don't
don't eat
ask
the
me
burgers.
because
So,
they know the answer.
so my specialties are grilled cheese, cheeseburger, macaroni and cheese, and eggs with cheese, and
Eggs with the
what else?
ribs.
Eggs with the spinach. Yeah,
Spinach.
sometimes my daughter asks me for eggs with
And then
𝗂𝐈, which
shakes.
is vegetables.
The mango
Oh,
shake.
my fruit shakes. I make a lot of fruit shakes. I make
Yeah.
fruit shakes all the time.
Okay.
So,
So
just,
if you were to guess, like what you're spending on groceries versus restaurants, do you have any idea at all?
oh man, probably.
I spend a lot because of the rice.
You know, I
meat.
guess,
Yeah.
you know, I guess altogether it probably runs about $20 a day.
20 bucks a day?
Yeah, probably 20, sometimes more.
Some-
Sometimes, I mean, if we go out,
sometimes we
sometimes we'll
don't
go out to
spend.
a restaurant
Yeah.
and we'll spend $40.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't spend
And then-
because we get just grab some.
Yeah, we just eat all these
Yeah.
leftovers.
Yeah.
Well, like for
leftovers.
me, I eat okra right out of the garden. That's so filling because it's so nutritious. When you eat nutritious food,
Yeah.
you don't have to eat that much.
Yeah.
So, and most of my food is nutritious. I eat a lot of raw foods.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you keep health insurance or you just pay as you go, or how do you deal
Yeah,
with this?
pay as we go. We don't have health insurance.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a big believer in outside people taking care of me. Like to take care of myself, and
Yeah.
I believe in a lot of natural healing.
Right.
We just go see the doctor.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah.
go Dr. Manalo.
What's a doctor visit like? Yeah.
Well, we went to the doctor today, and
Yes.
she saw the two of you, right?
Yeah.
Just a checkup, 400 pesos each, which is like about less than $8 a piece. So two of them saw the doctor for $16.
Wow. You have a gym, is that right?
Well, we don't have a gym per se, but
Okay.
we own the gym equipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have an agreement with the people that own the gym to own or are renting the property to share the revenues.
Oh, I see.
So basically it's a 40-60 split on the revenues
Okay.
before expenses.
Okay.
And that works out for us.
And what's the gym called if people want to go there?
Oh,
when they're in town?
the fitness hub. And it's not like a brand new
Yeah,
fancy
it's
gym.
just-
It's
It's
very
local stuff, right?
It's
Yeah, it's
local.
local.
It's very crude. The equipment is dated.
For
Although
socializing people.
it is a good social
They're-
place. And,
yeah.
and my wife, when we bought the equipment, she had it all treated, all the rust removed, and repainted with rust-proof paint.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's better looking now than when we bought it.
Okay.
but
And it's Fitness Hub.
fitness hub
What
in
does it
Diamond.
cost? Is it per day, per week?
So right now the rate is 40 pesos per day, which is about
80
40.
cents?
Yeah, it's about 80 cents. And then after 4 o'clock, it's 50 pesos, which is less than $1.
Oh, cool.
And then for the month, if you want to join unlimited for the month, it's 350, which is less than $7 a month.
That's great.
So, and we did put in a heavy bag. So we got a heavy bag, and we put in a speed bag.
Speed bags.
And because
the
I
climbing thing?
like.
What you think?
Oh, I
Pegboard?
do you remember pegboards?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Pegboards.
pegboard.
I put
Where
a
you-
Yeah.
I put a pegboard in the gym.
nice, nice.
I think
We're
it's
the only gym that we have like that.
Oh, nice.
No gym that has that.
We met you two because you're our Airbnb host, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So your Airbnb, they're, what are they, one bedroom, two bedroom?
We have one that we list as a 1-bedroom, and we
Yeah.
have one that's listed as a 2-bedroom.
Okay,
And the one that you're staying at is the 2-bedroom.
right.
Yeah, 1 bedroom is a little small. The other one is a little bit bigger.
Okay.
It's pretty. I describe it as pretty humble accommodations.
Yeah.
It's humble. It's well equipped. It's
Yeah.
close proximity to things.
And we'll put a link on to both your gym and your Facebook page. Well, you two, it's been fun chatting with you. I want to thank you so much for coming on the channel and telling your story.
Thanks for
Thank
inviting
you.
us. We appreciate
you.
it. Thanks for coming to visit us in our house.
Yeah.
We like
Thank
to
you
have people
for
come
renting
over.
us. We're glad to know you guys. Okay.
Ditto.
Thank
Bye.
Take care. Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.